Hi guys, I'm finally back with a new video. I know it's been a little while, I'll keep it short, but basically one of my lights died. I had to get a new light bulb for it and it took forever to get here. So I haven't really been able to film because otherwise it would just look kind of weird. So I'm back. Today we're going to be reviewing the Machina palette from Blendbunny. I am so excited, and before we get into this, I have so many things that I need to review. So my next video is basically just going to be like a roundup review of like 5 palettes that I've been testing out. So just keep your eye out for that. It'll probably be up in a few days, but a little bit overwhelmed right now, but I really wanted to prioritize this because this is launching on December 1st at 9 a.m. PST. It's going to retail for $45, and I do have an affiliated code with Blendbunny that will save you some money. It's just Annette. But if you haven't already seen this palette, it is stunning, and I know how much this palette means to Maggie. Maggie is the owner of the brand, and she made this palette together with her dad before he passed away. So this was like a project that they were working on together, and she had to finish it on her own. And this is basically what came out of it. And I think it is beautiful. Like, it is so, so pretty. I've already done 2 looks with this, which I haven't, like I said, been able to film, but I did take some pictures. So I'll show you the looks on the screen right now so you can see the ones that I have done with this palette. And so far, I mean, I'm so impressed by the shimmers. The shimmers in this palette so far, the ones that I've tried, have been my favorite shimmers, I think, that I've used from Blendbunny. They're so beautiful, and there's something just so magical and ethereal, and like, they're so sparkly and smooth, and they look so shiny and kind of wet looking and sheer at the same time. I don't know. There's something about the shimmers in this palette that really speak to my heart. And I know they might not be like everybody's favorites, but I love these shimmers. The texture of them is... it kind of depends on the shimmer. Like, there are a couple of different, I would say, shimmer formulas. Like, these 2 down here are my favorites. They are that kind of like wet looking sheer, a little bit like putty, like creamy type of formula that you need to kind of dig your brush into a little bit in order to apply them. But they're so pretty, and on top of a glitter glue, they're stunning. They also have worn really, really well on me. So I'm really impressed with this so far. I'm gonna do a look on camera with this today. I wish I could do more for you guys, but I need to get this up before it launches, and I've just had a lot of things. Like I said, I've had a lot of things, a lot of palettes that have come in that I've been testing out that I haven't been able to film with, but I still want to give you my review. So I've been kind of like trying a lot of things in the past couple of weeks. So we're going to do another look with this today, or for me, it's another look. For you, it's the look. And I want to test out some of the shades I haven't really played with, and I think I want to do something, this might be weird, but maybe like green and gray? I don't really know. I feel like it's a strange color combination that I think is gonna work well. And maybe pull in like that yellow shimmer as well. I think that would be really pretty. So I am super excited. I can't wait to play more with this palette. The only shade I would say that I've had a little bit of troubles with, but also on that day I used another eyeshadow primer, so I don't want to like say anything bad about the shade because I don't know for sure, but this dark blue was a little bit patchy on me in the first look that I did. But again, I did use a primer that I don't normally use because I just couldn't find my Natasha Denona one, and I had to open my backup because the other one just disappeared, and I literally don't know where it is, which is so strange because how could something in this room just disappear when it's obviously in this room still? It has not left the room, but it's left me, so I don't know where it is, but just wanted to put that out there if you get this palette. But yeah, I think I want to do... I also think maybe the reason why I had some issues with this shade is because I tried to layer it over this one, and this one is a very, very bright, almost like neon chartreuse shade, and sometimes layering darker colors on top of like neons is a little bit hard, and they don't tend to stick properly, so that definitely could have had something to do with it. But I think I'm gonna use a mixture of the gray and the white and make like a lighter gray as my transition shade, and then use maybe a mix of these 2 to deepen this up with, and a little bit of the black. Maybe that could be an idea. So let's go ahead and try that. So I'm starting just by dipping my brush into both the white and the gray just to get a bit of a lighter gray shade, which is one of the reasons I like when there are blacks and whites in palettes. I don't always need them to be in there. I have a hair that oh, okay. It's one of the reasons I like having whites and blacks in palettes, because I like to use them as mixing shades. I don't really use whites on their own very much, but I do like using them to like pastelify. I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean when I say that. Other colors, and I feel like it just works really well because I feel like this gray is a little bit too dark for what I'm looking for this look. I just want like a bit of a lighter gray to use as a transition shade, and I think this is doing exactly what I wanted to do. And I could even deepen it up with just like the regular gray after this, but we'll see where I end up. I'm just interested to see if this color combination is going to work, and there's really only one way to find out, and that is to try it. So don't be afraid to mix shade, don't be afraid to put shades together that you maybe wouldn't have. Just make sure it's on a day where you don't have anything important to do after, or like do it at night, or you know, do it on your hand or something if you're not sure if things are going to work out, because sometimes colors will muddy up and you don't really expect it, and it's usually your own fault. So just proceed with caution if you're going to try color combinations that you're not sure of. I'm going to take a little bit of the white just sort of on its own and put some of that just in the front portion to like brighten this up a little bit. And I think that's exactly what I was looking to do as well. And I might use that kind of white shimmer on my lid. We'll see when I get to the shimmer portion. I want to see like how these mattes are going to perform together before I do anything else. So I'm gonna leave it like this with the gray, and I'm gonna use, let's do this one. This is the 14 mini from Rephr, and I'm gonna take, I think this shade right here, and kind of just see how that turns out. This is a shade called Digital. I think this color story is so just different, and I really like the way that Blendbunny is kind of moving away a little bit from what she's done in the past, and I like that she's trying new things. I think that's what keeps a brand interesting and makes me want to know like what they're gonna do next, because if you don't know what to expect, it's always a little bit more exciting. Actually, these are playing very nicely together, better than I was expecting. And I'm not sure if I want to do, I'm not sure if I want to deepen this up any further. I know I said I wanted to use the black, but I feel like maybe with the black, it's gonna overpower this a little bit and we're gonna lose the green. So maybe I'll use just a bit of the darker green after this. But I'll be honest, I feel like lately I haven't felt the need to deepen up my looks as much as I maybe did in the past, and I've been enjoying more like mid-tone and lighter looks. I don't know what it is, like, you know, makeup preferences change, and even though I love my blacks and my deeper shades, I feel like I've been able to appreciate just some lighter, more kind of airy looks as well. So I'm gonna dip into a little bit of the darker green just because I want to try it. So we're gonna take the shade which is called Machina, just using the same brush, and I'm just gonna tap some of that in the outer corner. I really don't want to cover up all of this other green shade. I just want to deepen it up a bit, and I think that's doing exactly what I wanted to do. This is a really like cool and fun color combination that I definitely have never done before, and it's almost turning into a bit of a blue in front portion, but that's probably because of like my undertone and the tone of my eyeshadow primer. Like colors will look different depending on how like what undertone your eyeshadow primer has, and on me this is turning a little bit blue rather than gray, which I'm not mad at all. I think that looks really nice. I'm gonna take the same shade. Actually, I'm gonna take the lighter of the green shades, the one that I used first, and I'm gonna use that under my eye. I don't think I want to use the deepest of the greens under here. I'm just gonna make sure that I kind of connect the outer corner here and get that to look the way that I want. And I think I'm gonna take some of the chartreuse shade again as well, which I have used this, but I just want to use it again because it's a beautiful shade. And I'm gonna just put a little bit of that on the front portion of my lower lash line. I think I'm probably gonna layer a shimmer over the top as well, but I just want to put some of this on so that the shimmer that I put on will look even more kind of yellow than it would on its own, just to have a bit of a base. That is such a pretty color. Like the pigment of this shade is absolutely insane. And also this is not on top of an eyeshadow primer, so I don't have a tacky base down when I'm putting on this shade. And you can just tell like how much this pops. Okay, so I think we're gonna move on to shimmers. I might go in with some of these mattes a little bit after just to finesse things, but I just want to see how the shimmers are gonna lay over the top first if I need to, because there is no reason to perfect anything that needs to be covered up anyway. So I'm just gonna take some of my NYX glitter primer like I always do. Basically just put this all over where I plan on putting shimmers, which is pretty much all over the lid. And I think the only ones I want to do are gonna be this shade and this shade. So I haven't dipped into much of this one or this one, but I feel like they're not really gonna go with this look. So we're just gonna go with what I think is gonna work. So I'm gonna start with this shade. This one is so pretty. Like I said before, it is one of those kind of like smushy shades that you need to dig your brush a little bit into to get a lot of product on your brush. You could also use your finger, which you guys know I'm not really a finger person, so I'd rather just go in with the brush a few more times. But it is such a pretty color, and depending on like what you layer it over, it's gonna look different because it does have that sheer quality to it that I absolutely love. So I'm saving some room just in the front portion here because I do want to use the white kind of shimmer that I don't really think I've dipped into. So that's gonna basically be most of the look. I don't think I want to add like anything to this. I think this is looking really good just the way it is. And for that, I'm gonna use this shade right here. This one is also that same kind of putty formula, but I just know it's gonna look so good. Ooh, that is really, really spark. That is so pretty. Ooh, I like that a lot. That is beautiful. So I know I covered up like most of the grays and you can barely even see them anymore, but I really just wanted to use them more as an accent and like a transition shade just to make sure that everything blended together nicely. And I definitely feel like it did a really good job doing that. Just to finish off, I'm taking some of the yellow shimmer again on a small pencil brush. I'm gonna spray this a little bit with some Fix Plus, and I'm just gonna layer that over, like I said, the matte that I put on the lower lash line just to really make that pop. Oh, I love this look. This is like so different for me. But I think this is all I'm going to do. I'm just gonna quickly finish off with some liner, lashes, and mascara. And this is the look all done. All I did was put on some lashes, something in my waterline I'm using. I always get questions on this eyeliner. And now I don't know where I put it. It's right here in front of me, under all my crap. This is the 04 from Odensai. It's just like a dirty martini green color. I don't know, I just really like it. But this is the final look, and it's sadly all I'm gonna be able to do for you on YouTube with this palette, like for now. But just know I really like this palette so far. I think it is beautiful. I think the color story is very unique, and I really think that I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this palette. Like I can see myself bringing this together with another one of the Blendbunny palettes, like on trips and stuff like that. And I'm just really happy to have this in my collection. And this shade, I'm gonna be reaching for this again. Like there is no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna want to use this shade again because it is so pretty. So is this one, but this one, so beautiful. So those are gonna be my thoughts. Like I said, I will have a video up with a bunch of reviews on palettes that I've been testing out lately. I just don't have it in me to do dedicated reviews on those palettes because I feel like at this point, a lot of them have launched already. Some may have even sold out. I don't know about the restocks, and like, I just want to like tell you my thoughts on the palettes I've been testing out. So that's gonna be my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you Blendbunny for sending me this palette. Let me know if you plan on picking this up. If you want to see some more Blendbunny content, I of course have a long playlist. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.